It is with a sad heart that I have to tell you that Captain EO, a staple of Disney Parks traditions, has been shuttered probably forever. Unless there's another revival for some reason, it seems likely that the attraction is done. And that its current spaces will be used for more current attractions and theme areas based on their movies that are currently doing much better than Captain EO. But Captain EO was an incredible moment for Disney parks and cinema, and if you can believe it, it was produced by George Lucas and directed by Francis Ford Coppola. And it came about in the 80s, and it was finally released in the 86. But I want to talk a little bit about some little-known facts about the Captain EO attraction show. You can read much, much more in a very long article on the oral history on Yahoo Movies. It's very good. It's very long, though. Have you ever been on Captain EO?
I have. I actually saw it in the 80s in Disney World.
As a kid?
As a child in 3D.
What was that? I didn't get to see it till I was an adult.
Oh, man, no. Well, it was so long ago that I don't remember half of what it was that I was even seeing. I was just a kid watching it in 3D and just being like, whoa, okay, cool, it's Michael Jackson. Oh, there's a Muppet. And, you know, like, oh, okay. That's really what my mind was doing
as
like,
kid.
Pretty
this
much.
Is all I think.
Yeah, no, so back when I saw it as a kid, I thought it was awesome. Doesn't really hold up. In 2015,
I agree.
You know, it's awesomely 80s though, I will admit, like, you know, the electricity coming out of Michael Jackson's fingers and turning like the bad soldiers into like these awesome 80s like breakdancers, and they're like super tight, like colorful
orange, red, and yellow
outfits.
suits.
Yeah, no, it's like I said, awesomely 80s.
They were working on this starting with the Michael Eisner years. So what they wanted to do was, this was a time where maybe Disney parks weren't doing as well as they are today. They were viewed as kind of hokey and for babies and like kind of not great, and no one was viewing their special effects as the go-to for special effects. Like no one outside Disney wanted Disney special effects for their features. So he decided to combine engineering or Imagineering with parks, with entertainment into this one massive project. It's estimated to be costing between $17 and $30 million to produce what was essentially a 17-minute long music video. So we had Francis Ford Coppola took the job. This was not Michael's first choice. Michael wanted Steven Spielberg, but he was unavailable at the time. So George Lucas did his buddy Francis Ford Coppola a solid, because he was coming off of 2 big flops at the time, which I don't remember because they were flops. And he got him this great job, and apparently, according to the oral history, he was pretty proud of himself for being able to help him out like that. And then Francis Ford Coppola viewed his job as director as more of like putting pieces together, which was like, well, Michael has this idea, and George has this idea, and Disney has this idea. Originally, they were working off 2 different concepts. One was like a Music Man in Space type deal, which is what it became, which is like, you know, this guy is bringing light and whimsy and color and music to this otherwise drab environment. The other idea was based on Michael's love of the attractions and characters, because, you know, he famously loves Peter Pan. Apparently, he was a big fan of Pirates of the Caribbean. But they kind of went more with the first option, but kind of laid into the second option a little bit with the fun Muppets. Which are my least favorite part of the attraction, if I'm being perfectly honest.
No, I thought they were really cool. You got one that looks like Bicentennial Man.
You got a farting elephant
like, the
with
elephant.
a wife beater.
Yeah, and then you got the little like butterfly, like the furry butterfly.
The butterfly is adorable.
Yeah, no,
okay, that's fair.
Like the part I remember the most is at the very end, that butterfly comes and waves at the screen. That's the part I remember, like, as a child seeing. I'm like, oh, there's a little furry butterfly saying bye to me. It means the movie's over.
He's a hamster butterfly.
Yeah.
He's the best pet ever.
Yeah.
Actually, Angelica Huston was not the #1 choice to be the evil queen character. Originally, it was Shelley Duvall. But she couldn't.
Shelley Duvall.
She could not handle Michael's idea for the queen, which was that she would be incredibly scary. He thought that kids gravitated toward really scary things. Read into that what you will. Because he liked Snow White's Scary Adventure. He liked Alien, like these scary movies.
Right.
So he was insistent that the queen be terrifying. And Shelley Duvall was claustrophobic. She couldn't deal with all the makeup. So they went to an actress who wasn't as famous at the time, Angelica Huston. Is it Houston? I've been saying Huston.
It's Houston.
It's Houston.
Yes, Angelica
my mistake,
Houston.
everyone. She was little known, but actually in production, after they hired her, she had won an Oscar that year. So she suddenly skyrocketed in fame. Everyone wanted to get her, and they think they couldn't have gotten her if she had won the Oscar before approaching her for this, because it's kind of a lot to do. And she was available, and she took the job. She actually had a dream that she and Michael were like together in the desert, raised in the air, and elephants were stampeding under them, and they were like in love.
Wow.
And then when she got to the set, she was like, oh my God, it's happening. My dream, look at this stupid elephant. It's real.
It's an amazing piece of makeup, and Rick Baker.
Does she look beautiful though?
She does look amazing. Like, that face is on fleek.
You think me beautiful?
Yes. Yes, and then she wanted to turn all the puppets into trash cans, which that made no sense to me. Like, they get turned.
My whip warriors. Why do you have a whip warrior if everything is metal?
They get changed into trash cans, and Michael Jackson gets 100 years of torture. Like, that was the deal. That was a little off, but no, her makeup was amazing. She looked phenomenal.
Before she was cast, though, they were going to have Shelley Duvall transform into a different woman altogether for the end, where she's like a beautiful princess.
Wow.
Queen, lovely.
That's like
rainbow. It was going to be a good-looking black woman, but then it made no more sense once Angelica Houston was cast in the role. So they're like, you know what, we'll just put the makeup on her and give her the nice dress, and she'll be the same person. But originally, that was not the concept at all. So that's interesting to see how that turned around. This is a great history. I'm just saying. There's a lot of fun stuff going back there. A little less negative than Doug Benson's account on Doug Loves Movies, if you know about that.
No,
he filled in as a dancer in The Last Day. There was a lot going on with this crazy attraction, which makes it more appealing to me and makes me sad that we're no longer going to be able to look at it anymore. But, you know, you never know with Disney. They could have a resurgence someday. It closed in '96, came back in 2010, of course, after the death of Michael Jackson. I really don't know what could make it come back after that besides massive fan uproar, but that might not even work considering some other choices they've made.
I mean, you can just find it on YouTube now. Like, just watch it on YouTube.
I do watch it on YouTube.
Yeah, you don't need to go all the way to Disneyland to see it in 3D.
My goal is to learn that dance. It's so
pretty
hard.
Yeah, it's a pretty amazing dance. Yeah. Yeah, no, it's I noticed there were
a lot of crotch grabbing.
I didn't see any crotch grabbing.
Well, there was originally more crotch grabbing, and then Disney saw the crotch grabbing, and they went, "Oh no!"
Like, oh,
and they did their best to work on tight shots, edit around it, but it's very much ingrained in his dance routine.
You do realize this is Michael Jackson.
That's one of his things.
Yeah.
They originally wanted to dub over Michael Jackson's speaking voice when he was speaking as EO, which was, yes, but without a key to unlock it.
Yeah.
You know, but because they thought his voice was too high, which is another thing, like, how do you not know what he talks like? He is a major superstar. So they wanted to redub him with a deeper sounding voice, but then they were all worried that they would offend Michael, and nobody approached him about it, and they never did it. So sheer awkwardness brought us what we have today. Thank you for listening to us talk and reminisce about Captain EO and crotch grabbing and Shelley Duvall and some other things that were weird. What moments did you like about Captain EO? Let us know below in the comments, and please like and subscribe for more.